At this juncture, colleagues, allow me to invite with great honor my learned friend, Mr. Robert Lutalo. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank
you. Mr. President, Isaac Chimeze Semakade, my great friend, I take this honor and pleasure for the first time to congratulate you upon your election as our president. What I know of you, Isaac, is that you are an extremely brilliant young man. Extremely brilliant. And speaking of your brilliancy, it reminds me of our days at Lumumba, Makerere University, when I was in first year, and Professor Lokonyango gave us a very tough question for coursework in constitutional law. And when I consulted who could help me discuss that question, I was guided to you. I came to your room, got you seated on a mat, and you invited me to the mat, and we discussed. I scored 90% in that coursework. And I think I was the best in that subject, and Professor Lokonyango thanked me, not knowing. He was thanking Isaac. But also, it reminds me of your kindness, humbleness. Again, around that time, before my residence at the university had not been regularized, and had trouble commuting from home to the university, you consulted with a few of your colleagues and you accommodated me in Rumba Hall as a Mufara. No, some of you are Makererians, you know who are Mufaras are. Somebody irregularly residing on a campus, in campus accommodation, when you're not. But Isaac and a few of his friends, my brother Dan Gantungo, and discussed and said, no, this is our brother, let's accommodate him. So one night I would be in Isaac's room, another night I'd be in my brother's room, until I regularized my own accommodation, and I was accommodated in Nkrumah Hall. And again, on our personal relationship, when I'm in first year, Isaac was the president of Uganda Law Society. And from my discussion, when I met him in his room and he guided me, and the brilliance and the way he was leading us, I was inspired to contest for the same office. And in 2006, with the support of Isaac, I was elected to replace him as the president of the law school. And later in 2008, even when Isaac had left the university, he was the elder I could ever rely on before I did anything I consult. So I wanted to stand for guild president on the NRM ticket. And I consulted Isaac. He said we can do it. He supported me and he was successful. We won that election. In 2008, I was elected the guild president with his support and guidance. Thank you so much, Isaac. I cannot forget all that. Now, on the 28th day of September 2024, there was a bus full of members and who happened to be the Uganda Law Society members, seated in the bus, but the bus had no driver after the then driver had retired. And so a few candidates offered themselves for consideration as the drivers of the bus. The successful candidate was Isaac. As we speak, Isaac is driving us in this bus of Uganda Law Society. Come again, back on. Oh, truck. Oh, it's a truck. The truck of Uganda Law Society. Our driver is Isaac. And he's driving us really fast. But that's okay, because he seems to be experienced and he knows all what he's doing and he's bending all corners well. For us as members of the society, we are there. We are his passengers and he's driving. Now, I want you to draw a picture. When the passengers of the bus connive to fight the passenger, to fight the driver. When the passengers of the bus connive to fight the driver, who is likely to suffer from this fight? Who is the hero? Who is the loser and who is the winner? If this bus crash, chances are that it's going to crash. The truck, again, it's a truck. If the passengers on the truck are fighting the driver, chances are that this truck is going to crash, almost definitely. Because one is pulling the driver's arm here, another is pulling his leg here, one is touching his head, so the driver cannot drive properly. The truck is going to crash. Chances are that we are all likely to be victims of this crash. And so reasonableness demands that the passengers be patient. Even when a driver makes a mistake, some of these drivers, you can overtake in a blind corner. Okay, we say, driver, can there's omuliro? So we can talk to the driver. Mr. President, it's on record, and I won't pretend about it. I did not support you during the elections. I supported another driver. But you defeated us very, very badly. And when you defeated us, we didn't take it in good faith. So I, together with a few colleagues, including Joshua Byamazima, Tony Tumukunde, and a few other silent commanders whom I will not mention for confidentiality purposes, consulted among ourselves and took a decision to form a rebel group called the Uganda Bar Association, with the sole purpose of fighting and frustrating you and your government. But upon reflection, and with the knowledge of the passengers in the truck, we think we need to give our driver peace of mind to drive us. When your time comes and get tired, you also get off the truck, and maybe I'll also drive. So, this rebel group called the Uganda Bar Association, we appointed ourselves the commanders, the three of us, as I mentioned, but with me as the chief commander. Today, I have reflected on our actions, not today, actually a few weeks back, which led me to the action, Mr. President, you were just appreciating me for. I reflected on our actions and realized we are not doing ourselves justice. When we fight Isaac, we are not fighting Isaac, we are fighting the society. We are fighting ourselves. We are passengers in the truck being driven by our driver, Mr. Isaac. If this truck crashes, we are all bound to be in trouble. So I surrendered, said, no, it's better we work together for the good of our fraternity as a family. And on that note, I want to take this opportunity to command and direct all rebels, put your weapons down. Put your guns down, and those of you who refuse and remain in the rebellion, you are going to disarm you. We are joining the government of Isaac Kimaze Semakade. So let us stop fighting, because this fighting is not useful. Let us give our president and his administration a chance to deliver on their mandate. If the president introduces any unpopular policies, we have time to undo these policies by the administration that will come after him. You see what's happening in America, the new era of Mr. Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. On his first night of office, he signed executive orders undoing over 80 actions of his previous administration, of President Biden. So if Isaac's administration does anything we think is unpopular, we have a chance to undo it by executive orders. It's good you have introduced the person who comes before you will sign executive order undoing what you've done. That's if it's unpopular. But even before then, we have other remedies that we can convene an extraordinary meeting and tell you, Mr. President, and speak to you that, you know, this policy is not popular. Please reconsider revisiting it, or we disapprove of it, because at the end of the day, with the members, we are very serious decision makers in this thing. So, so Mr. President, as I conclude, I want to speak to your relationship with our senior brother and colleague, the Attorney General of Uganda, Mr. Kiwanuka. One, to him as a person, but also his office. I think the issues you raise with the office of the Attorney General are very pertinent issues. And those are issues that deserve serious discussion. So I want to take this opportunity to invite and appeal to our senior brother, the Attorney General, to listen to our president. Our president is not asking you for food, because I'm sure he has enough to eat for him and his children and wife. But is asking you and raising concerns that affect us as lawyers. I've not seen any of your communication to the Attorney General where you're asking for personal favors, but rather you're speaking for the society and for the good of the society. Please, Attorney General, listen to us. When you don't listen to Semakade, you don't listen to the lawyers. Stop dismissing our concerns through our president as child's antics, whatever you call them. And please take this issue seriously, because I know for a fact a lot of lawyers are not happy. A lot of lawyers are not happy in this town, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to speak this. You see us in courts, we are very smart people, in suits rather, but we are not happy and we are very broke. So when we have some of these issues and we want to Attorney General as the representative of the government and the head of our bar before you had issues with our president, these issues merit consideration. The welfare of the lawyers in this town, in this country, is appalling. And we know you have capacity as Attorney General to do something about it. Please give our president audience, listen to him, sit with him, discuss these matters, and take decisions for the good and benefit of the lawyers in Uganda and the Uganda Law Society. Please pay attention to our issues that we raise through our president. And then, Mr. President, the other issue I want to speak to is the need of harmony, trust, and unity of your team as the council. It's very important. I've been a leader before, you've been a leader before, Mr. President, before this one. We all know teamwork is critical if a leader is going to deliver meaningfully on their mandate. On that note, I appeal to my brothers, Philip Munabi and Tiliamusima Godfrey, who happen to be my very good friends. I don't know them as members of my rebel group because they didn't register with me. Unless they are moles in your government, but I don't know why they would, these colleagues would want to throw you out in a democratically elected office and conventionally. Because if these two brothers of mine could reflect in their action, of course, they know they don't have authority to throw out a president that's elected democratically by the majority of the membership. They don't have that authority. But if you're working for me and I didn't know, now I've surrendered, I'm in government. So please also come on table with the president and work with him. It's very important that Philip and Godfrey, you reconcile with your president for the unity of the society. Because you are the elephants, Mr. President. You and your council. And with the members and your subjects, we are the grass. So when the elephants fight, who suffers? It is us, the grass, who are suffering. So please stop this hostility and animosity towards our president and your president, of course. Please work with him, support him, so that you can deliver on your manifesto for the good of the society. As I conclude, Mr. President, I pledge to you to demobilize all rebels and collect all weapons and put them down. I appeal to my fellow commanders, to Mukunde and Biamazima, please lay your tools and weapons down and give our president a chance. I hereby dissolve Uganda Bar Association officially. All members in the WhatsApp groups of Uganda Bar Association exit immediately. And those of you who remain there, I am going to exit you by close of business today. It's good I'm the honorary administrator of those groups, so you cannot exit me before I exit you. I'm closing down those groups, Mr. President, by close of business today. We should join the conventional groups that mean well for you and your administration. I pledge total loyalty and support to you and your administration. I also pledge to do my best to foster reconciliation between you and whoever may be having issues with you, including these two commanders remaining in the bush.
Thank you so much. Let's all clap hands for council as we are standing up.